1 Million Cups happens every Wednesday. It's the same format. 2 startups give a 6-minute presentation, and then we are a friendly and challenging audience that gets them farther along than when they walk in the door. We have 20 minutes to do that. We have 2 presenters today, and our first one is Chef Kurt Stiles. Welcome, Kurt.
Okay. How you doing?
Good.
I use fresh ginger to cook, not to drink whiskey. Anyways, my name, I am Chef Kurt Stiles. My background is 30 years of food service industry, both research chef and chef, corporate chef. I moved to Minneapolis 10 years ago to start with Caribou Coffee. The Caribou Coffee has 0 R&D, and started with Caribou Coffee 40 stores, 2004, and I left for about 400 stores, 2007, and I began to consulting with General Mills, Subway, Hormel, etc. And I started a company called Intelligent Ingredients. My thought is design and create the gluten-free, allergy-free before the trends. Mind you, 2007. I started the business 2007 late, and I raised $300,000 to make gluten-free, allergy-free bars and cookies. And I ordered the bars and cookies from a private label in Iowa. I started the business, launched the business December 1. I have a website, healthychef.us, and marketing company, and 3 employees. 2 weeks later, I had this massive stroke. And I have a theme is in the hospital. I told my wife, said, do not attempt, do not have a priest. Anyways, about 3 days later, my family ordered the priest last rites. I woke up smiling. I'm back, Anyways, New Year's Eve, Molly and I went to speech therapist's office, New Year's Eve. Anyways, I began my recovery all over again. I practiced the sounds, O, A, E, the letters, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, numbers, 1, 2, 3, all over again, just like international people, to learn the language all over again. Anyways, my thought is I will work again over time. Recovery is 4 years and counting. Every day I read out loud, maybe 20 minutes in the car, my kids' books, my trades journals or magazines. About 3 years later, I have a board position with culinology program in Marshall. I went to Marshall and hired 3 students to help me to design and create a cookbook using my story, recovery, and lifestyle changes. And over time, my cookbook is finished 2 years later. I received the cookbook from China, 1,000 copies, last August. The students helped me to set the recipes, design the cover, edit the whole book, have a graphic artist, and voila, I know food, not technology. Anyways, I started the business again, Good For You Ingredients, LLC. My brand is America's Healthy Chef. .com or .net, whatever. I hired the marketing companies, Monkey Pickles from Maple Grove, and I hired videography to help me film my cooking show or cooking classes. My vision is teach the people about wellness, prevent disease, and food plan, not diet. And because my target market business is hospitals, doctors, natural doctors, wellness clinics, acupuncture or massage, Eastern medicine, not Western medicine. I took one drug per day. I took 12 supplements per day. Even think about it. Anyways, my target market to consumers is sick people. Myself, I had a stroke, cancer, diabetes, autism, etc. I need help to understand. I will sell my speech, and marketing company is there. I need help to understand the agents or a company to help me sell speeches or products, and that's it. Done, all right? 6 minutes? Okay.
What's your sort of your personal testimony about how, maybe specifically your food plan?
Yep.
And changing some of, did you change some of your eating habits? I'm assuming you did after your stroke, or did you always sort of have that? It sounds like you had that gluten-free already started, or that idea concept before it was really a trend.
Yep.
Sort of, was that because of health concerns? You saw there was a connection there, or what was? Can you speak to that a little bit?
Yeah. To
tying that into
Yep.
selling this because of your personal testimony. Look at where I was and where I've come because of this plan.
Yep. Ironically, I finished my video before my stroke and after my stroke. And I speak on 3 topics, motivation, obviously, good for you ingredients, food, and diet or food plan. The cookbook has, based on the food plan, is nuts, healthy oil, grass-fed beef, turkey, lean meat, organic vegetables. Just like the theme is Medtronic or Med Diet, Paleo diet, just like that, only better for you.
Okay, so it's not the same. It'd be something different.
Yeah, I focus on sick people, cancer, diabetes, stroke, because the people have 2 or 3 problems. For example, the stroke people do not eat vegetables. Why? Cumin, pills. Do not eat broccoli, spinach. Why? Because the drug connects the body.
Vitamin K.
Yeah. I need something, ingredients to react the body. For example, cancer. A lot of people do not, tell the doctor about allergic of corn. Okay, gluten-free diet is based on corn and rice, not wheat. Autism, same thing. For example, my therapist, Kelly and Ann, love gluten-free diet to teach the autism patients. No wheat, no corn, no soy, none.
Kurt, so can you talk a little bit about your revenue strategy, or how you're gonna make money, and what's gonna make up the biggest piece of the pie?
Yep. Cooking show online, and the method is Monkey Pickles has a contact with gluten. Name Google, and Google pay me 70% of the advertising, and I have an ebook already, and I have several ebooks. For example, gluten, sodium, sugar, 15, 17 pages on whatever. And the market company separate the cookbook using the categories: entrees, dessert, only ebook only. Another revenue, products, spice line, America's Healthy Chef, mirrors the cookbook, cumin, ginger, garlic, whatever. And products line, energy bars, energy drinks, you name it. I will get the company to private label again. I have no money yet. Stay tuned.
Kurt, do you think it's obviously the fibromyalgia? I have a daughter with fibromyalgia, and they have certain things that are better for them. Any of this, what you're going through, and that is that helpful to those kind of people too? Because it's an awfully big marketplace as well.
Yeah, and I sit down with 5 doctors, and the step is cancer, 1, heart attack or disease, 2, and then stroke, and then autism, whatever, 5, 6. I focus on 3 types of disease only. Stay tuned. Over time, a year later, have a one person, me.
Yep. I hear you.
Yeah.
So most of this is done through online and web and that kind of thing?
Yeah, and I begin with the business after the holidays, early January. Website, the cooking chemo is cooking classes. I have partnered with North Memorial Hospitals to teach people or stroke survivors about eating healthy, cooking with one arm. 90% of the stroke survivors do not work, do not drive, do not anything. I'm lucky. Look at me. I'm back. And I teach passionately about my recovery. And my survivors' friends listen and watch, and okay, I do it. Motivation. 90% do not drive, do not work. Sad, paralyzed, wheelchair.
Two questions. I noticed your product line
Yep.
does not include the food that you have on the books. Do you consider making those into other products?
I can't hear you. What?
The food in your books?
Yeah.
I know that's not part of your product line. But
Yep.
do you consider in the future perhaps turning that into your products? Like a
Yes.
meal delivery?
Yep. research chef for 10 years. I know manufacturers, but I need money. The product line is my friend Jim Ziegler from Denver. He has a company to produce spice line. Done. Next question, energy post, energy bar, I know a lot of people, private label. Minimum is $1,000, piece of cake. But, for example, I have a gluten-free bar, 2004 of 5. I spent $100,000 on 3 truckloads of products, 3 SKUs, a lot of money.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's in capital outlets.
Yeah.
And the second question I have is, I would consider social media to push your product to YouTube, where you can broadcast your, your cooking shows.
Yes, the plan is Monkey Pickles film my video and host the YouTube and whatever, so many media. For example, I started with Danielle from Monkey Pickles 2 weeks ago. I have 200 likes from the Facebook. Today is 3,500 likes. 2 weeks. Really good company.
Yeah.
Smart. And that's it. So media, YouTube, and a lot of effort. I have no idea to understand technology. I love food, I love research, and voila, but stay tuned.
How many units do you have left of the 1,000 books that you originally purchased?
500. Yeah. And my thought is another 1,000 or more. For example, I tried to print the cookbook in the USA. How much? The cookbook is 200 pages, 200 pictures, $30. China, $7. Landed in Minnesota, Minneapolis, 8 books, $8.50. My marketing budget is 4 books, $4 per book, equals $12 per book. Retail, wholesale with a contributor is $15. Direct is, $20. Retail is $30. USA, minimum $30. I charge $50. Come on. My cookbook is my story and recovery, but 100 classical recipes. But I researched and found the audience or customers do not pay until or after $25. And that's it. Cookbooks only. Doesn't matter. Yeah.
The e-books, you would be able to bring that cost down to, or make available the e-books at what cost?
Depends. Amazon is $9.99, Walmart price, and retail on the website is $14.99 or whatever. I will research 2 or 3 months and found lower price. Lower, not high. And relatively small ebooks, maybe 15 pages, sodium, gluten, whatever, sugar, $5. The survey called Monkey Surveys? Yeah. I researched and found a year ago the audience, my friends and whatever, 100 people. I will pay you $5-6 per ebook, and that's it. I started with the ebook is small ebook is $4, $5, and large. My cookbook is $15. Amazon is well, whatever. Amazon is, advertising.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an impressive quality book that you have there. I'm looking at the,
Our book, not me, my students. Every book I donate $1 per stroke survivor and $1 for South Minnesota culinology program. I started the board 10 years ago and still learning. The board contains General Mills, Hormel, Schwann's, Land O'Lakes, Cargill, and the school teach culinology and hospitality too, 4 years. The board raised $1 million over time and built the kitchen in the school and added area, the private nonprofit from Minnesota, Aries, to help the students to help understand dairy, bakery, whatever. And that's it.
Kurt, last question we always ask is, now after you've heard all this, what can this do for you?
I hired a marketing company and videography already, and I need help to understand my speech. I need agents or company to represent us. My target market is hospitals, doctors, Eastern medicine, whatever. And my consumer market is sick people, me, stroke, cancer, diabetes, and corporate, a lot of money. And my thought is my speech is relatively short, 45 minutes or 1 hour, and lunch and learn 1 hour, and I have a method to give the customers the ingredients and the recipes and samples in the lunch and learn. And 2 customers help me to make the lunch, a half an hour in the office. And the motivation is my stroke and recovery and whatever. And the final speech is good for you ingredients to teach, for example, therapist, doctor. Doctors has 7 hours of nutritional in the world or in the college. 7 hours nutrition. 7 years equals 7 hours. 1 hour per year. Anyways, I need help to sell my speech. My product is online, piece of cake. And I need a kitchen. 2 or 3 sites, but I need space to store my ingredients, Grass-fed beef and organic vegetables is expensive. Thank you.
And I am Austin Aho. I'll tell you a little bit about what I do. So hi, it's really nice to see some videographers in the crowd. I am humbled to say that I am in the oldest profession known to the human race. And I know what some of you might be thinking, but it's actually storytelling. I'm a storyteller, and people have been telling stories for a long time. You know, it's how we communicate. I love what I do. I didn't always tell stories for a living. I used to work at an investment bank. I worked in London and Singapore, large, great institutions, but they were really impersonal. And after traveling, I saw a commonality between cultures, between people, between all these different languages, and that was that they all told stories. And this is how we communicate with people. This is how we connect with people. It's a really powerful tool, not only for selling products and services and apps, but also for healing. Michaela, my fiance, is a psychologist, and we just went to a conference where they were talking about storytelling as a way of healing. If we're able to look into our past and retell our stories in a new way, we're able to redefine how they shape us. So they're very powerful tools, and I'm happy to say that I love working with happy people. Another great part about freelancing is getting to choose who you work with and for what projects you work for. And so I like to say that it's either going to be something that I'm really passionate about, the projects, it's going to help me pay the bills, or it's going to help me gain more experience and kind of like further along my career. So those are the three different pools I like to think of when I'm thinking about, will this be a good relationship? So for like a lot of nonprofits and maybe new apps that are coming out that we believe in, we'll basically work low bono or pro bono or whatever you'd say. And then for some of our larger clients, we'll work for Fortune 500 companies and shoot videos that are more complex. Between I'd say like we shoot music videos for around 5,000 up to 50,000, 100,000 for a corporate internal communication program. That's like a series. So working with people is a lot of fun. We get to tell their stories, and that's really what it is. It's finding out what is the underlying passion that you have. Like, why did you start doing what you do? This is what people want to connect with. They don't want to just see your app. They don't want to just see your book. They want to know, why did you start it? What got you into it? Because once they connect with you, with like the core of who you are, they're going to be able to support you, whether that's tell their friends about, this guy's authentically interested in storytelling, or, this guy really believes in this app, and, I believe him, to, more of like an internal communication for a large corporation where it's going to be, we really believe in diversity, and we're going to show that in this video, that we're actually investing in these programs. So there's a lot of different uses for these stories, and it all comes down to money often. I see the screen isn't calibrated, which is it's just something good to point out. With every video, you have to really think about where these videos are being shown, and so if they're going on Vimeo, they're going to be on a lot of different devices, and they're never going to look the way they do on your device. And so it's always something that we think through and try to prepare for, and at least note when it doesn't match up. It's good to learn from these kind of experiences. But along with making money, we do want it to be a good investment for all of our clients. Basically, we're not happy unless the client's happy. It's a real service-driven business, as I'm sure you're aware of. But it's an investment. It builds brands. It's basically creating a deeper value for your company. And usually, I don't need to spend too much time explaining why videos are valuable, because we all use them, and we know when we see a video that we like. And so I think we can all understand how valuable that is. So I've been freelancing for the past 24 months, making videos on my own, reaching out to clients, building that database and that network, and learning a lot from pre-production, meeting with clients, building the trust, kind of figuring out what their needs are, to production and renting the gear and setting up the shoots and managing all of that, as I'm sure you guys are all aware of, to post-production, editing and coloring and doing some animation and motion tracking text and a lot of fun stuff with really, really high advanced equipment. But I realized that there was some limitations. Being an entrepreneur, a lot of you are, you wear a lot of hats. And I was feeling like I was plateauing. My videos were plateauing. And so yesterday was actually a first day of a new partnership with Wowza. It's a I don't know if you know of them. They make websites for, they call it data-driven websites. They work with healthcare companies around the country and other large companies. They bought a video production firm in St. Cloud, and they brought me on to basically run their production and post-production. So I'm working with Wowza, which means I have a producer and I have a team and some creatives and just more collaboration. So I'm really excited to give away some of the logistics and some of the more the detail-oriented work and kind of stay on the creative side and make better looking videos that are more successful for our clients. So that's kind of like a new partnership that I'm really happy to tell you about. Streaming Studios is the name of my freelance company. So we do, like live events and weddings now, and I'll probably still do that on the side on the weekends, but the majority of the work is going to be through Wowza, just so that I can, provide a better product for my clients. In this last video, I'm going to show you is an example of how we can tell stories without even saying anything at all. Mostly when we watch videos, there's a lot of things happening. This is supposed to be a simple video that kind of shares a special moment without getting it like language and other things that usually get in the way. So, questions?
How'd you think about starting this business? You're obviously in a different business before.
Yeah, good question. It kind of came naturally. I had another business. It was a hobby business called Stand Up Minnesota. I started that giving adventure tours on the Mississippi River. And we were, taking people out on these tours, taking pictures. This was like 4 years ago. And realized the pictures are a great way to share a story, share this experience. So the pictures turned into video. And I was making, probably, I think the most was 8 videos in 1 week, just from the weekend adventures that we were giving. And people were sharing these videos, and people were buying more tours because of these videos. And I was like, oh my God, the power of these videos is so real. And then creating so many videos for so many people. I mean, they were all very similar videos of people going down the river and having the time of their life. But I realized like the connection was so powerful, and I really enjoyed it. So from there, the process grew to buying gear and taking classes and growing from there. Yeah, good question.
So you are now working for a production company. How does that play a role in having your own business? Are you still an independent business, or are that still exist?
I think right now I would say I'm a freelancer that just got hired. So for small projects like a wedding or a music video, it might just be my time on the weekends, but my 40 hours a week are going to be dedicated to bringing those people into Wowza. So for example, yesterday I met with a guy at Coco where I freelance, and he has a new app coming out. It's for the iPhone, or the iWatch that's coming out in the first quarter. And he's like, we need to tell this story. It needs to be really high quality. And so he has a budget for $25,000 for this video. And so I wouldn't do that on my own. We're setting up a meeting, to bring in the team, have the producer there, kind of schedule out the work, schedule out the shoots so that we can make sure that it's done well. So yeah, I would say, everything's going to be going through Wowza now, unless it's really kind of just a personal project. Good question.
As a freelancer, I'm also curious, your transition to this position, did you decide that you needed to partner with them because it would help? I mean, was it motivated by needing to get better income and employment, or was it motivated because you like this team that we had at Wowza? Can you talk about that?
Yeah, it's a great question too. So I started reaching out to different firms actually. I hadn't heard of Wowza. I was reaching out to Splice, which is a post-production team in Minneapolis. I'm sure you've heard of them. Pixel Farm was another one I was reaching out to. They do post-production stuff. And then like Periscope, some of the other agencies. Because I was looking for collaboration. But a lot of these teams, it would be less full production and more really specific, deep knowledge of VFX or, and I was okay with that. I'm okay with, that type of learning. And during this search, the past 2 months that I've been doing, I had resumes on Indeed.com, and this employer actually found me and sought me out. And so he told me he had like 80 applicants for the job, and my situation seemed to line up well with their team. And it's a really good fit actually. They have like a programmer, a creative, a developer. It's a very diverse team that does everything from mobile apps to kind of like the data side of websites, which is great for video because along with video, they need to be measurable outcomes with each video. So teaming up with people who do that really well helps prove that the videos are not only beautiful, but they're also successful. So.
What's kind of when you were doing these videos and when you're doing them now, what's kind of the range of what the cost is and what for, just kind of give us a little bit of background, right? I don't have knowledge of that.
Yeah, it's a great question, and as all the videographers here know, it really depends on the organization. I'd say for the videos that we're trying to shoot for are large companies, like Fortune 500 companies, down to people who are launching a new product, like this app that basically if you need a video to pitch to investors. So we're trying to shoot things from 7,000 to 100,000. Before I started, it was lower than that. It was probably, I was shooting videos between 2 and 7,000. And that was because I was just, investing in them. And a lot of them were projects I enjoyed and still enjoy. I work for Seed Savers, which is like a seed exchange, and I'm telling their story for their 40th year anniversary, and I'm doing some little documentary projects for the city of Minneapolis, and the projects that I enjoy. But I would say that with a full team, those projects aren't really feasible. And so we're taking bigger projects that we believe in, that we know we can, really create something meaningful.
Are you able to track sort of the impact of the video? So I'm assuming some of your customers are already sold on the idea of video selling their business or their idea.
Mm-hmm.
But there might be people who still are, geez, I don't know if I need to spend 5,000, 7,000. What would you, kind of, how do you impact that? Maybe doing some presentation. I don't know if you still do that as well. Sort of sell yourself and the company.
Oh yeah. So we meet with people all the time to talk about this. A lot of times people already know the value of what a video will bring. But along with that, we like to tell people that there are metrics that we do present to each client. And we do that in a variety of ways. One of my favorite is we create landing pages for the videos. So, with most marketing, you have ads that you put out in different places, like on Google. So like Google AdWords is a place that we would place an advertisement for. And then that link would link to a landing page, which is a new web page that we create on your site that is just tailor-made for that video. So that's one way to bring people into this video, and then with that video, we'll typically have a call to action, which is like one thing to do. It's like sign up for our newsletter, download, whatever it is, support this Kickstarter campaign, and then so we know how many people are coming into that landing page, so we know how many people are clicking on it, we know how much money you're paying per click, we know how many people are going through to the next level, the call to action. And then we know from that call to action what they're doing. So, we can measure pretty precisely, actually, what the return on investment is. And then we also try to, create additional value above and beyond what you think you're going to get. So when we shoot a video, we'll also shoot other things like, we'll just tell me about your business, and we'll get the backstory. And then with that backstory, we'll create a little promo video that'll be instead of in your About Me section, it'll be you telling them, why you got into the business instead of a little paragraph. And so we'll throw in little additions like that to kind of just create extra value. We always like to have the clients feeling like they're getting a lot more than they paid for, no matter how much they're paying.
Will you talk maybe a little bit about like the part of being an entrepreneur is like a large emotional pull, the ups and downs, the uncertainty, the moving targets all the time. So the change from doing everything through that on your own to now running a construction company, talk about what that kind of just personally and
That is such a great question. I'm still figuring that out because it's so new. But it's kind of like getting married, It's like before there's a lot of variables, and you don't exactly know when your next clients are going to come. You just know that every project has to be better than your last. And it's a lot of, there's a lot more maybe fear that can creep in at different times. It's like a roller coaster. I feel like right now I'm on a roller coaster, but I'm on a roller coaster with a team of people that I know and trust. And it's like we're all holding hands. And so we're on this ride together, and
Anything you'd want to comment on?
But yeah, it feels kind of like we're in it together, and they have 12 years of experience in the advertising industry, so they have like a lot of deep knowledge of how to get these projects managed in an efficient way. And so I'm just excited. I think the ride's going to be a lot bigger and a lot faster.
Could you see yourself sort of staying in this company? It sounds like you're going to gain a lot of experience from the people around you as well, and then sort of maybe in the future doing your own thing again, or I mean, if you don't want to.
It's a
Public, but
I know, it's a really good question. Part of the reason I got into video storytelling was to be mobile. Stories are, shared all around the world. And so I'm really happy to say that I'm looking forward to seeing where this grows. And I'm hoping that it grows into an international opportunity where it's not just local here in the Twin Cities, but it's, you know, it's a global idea. It's a global venture where we're helping clients all over the world. Like, I've done missions in Southeast Asia with Operation Smile. I would love to go and tell some of those stories, you know. And I think that's one way to really keep the entrepreneurial spirit alive within a company. So yeah, I hope to really just foster, you know, my entrepreneurial spirit within this company. Yeah.
Well, our last question, as always, is how can this community help you?
Ways that you can help me would be, you know, if you know anyone who wants to tell a story, send them my way. I would love to talk with them, bring one of our directors and one of our producers in to just give a free consultation. You know, all of the consultations are free. If you have any ideas for, you know, if you have videos that you really love, I love watching those. So, you know, I always love watching great stories and documentaries and even promos. So, you know, send those my way too. And if you have any advice on how I can make this presentation more, you know, pleasable to your ears, always tell me that too, I guess.